Previously, on Serpent Moons Part 1, I mentioned the moon being around way before the sculptor's plague. The moon chose Kevin Linus as her champion, and Mr. Sherry hiring Hail Mary, Cersei Elias, and the Viper to assassinate Kevin. But just before they pulled the trigger, Kevin was able to persuade them and convincing them Mr. Sherry was the real threat. And as they all head towards the Kingsnake Mine to confront Mr. Sherry, instead, they are all trapped within the mine along Ara Ozol's, whom Isaac Powell's visions caused her to change sides. But why is everyone gathering at Kingsnake Mine to begin with? What is so important within it to attract Mr. Sherry's attention? Let's continue part 2 of Serpent Moon's lore and find out. According to Father Isham, the Kingsnake Mine is where the sculptor opened the gates to hell, for it had been sealed until recently. Some say the American Hunters Association ordered it open, while others say a meathead bashed the walls down. Others say a devil opened it. And who do we know of that refers to himself as the devil of the Kingsnake Mine? That's right, Mr. Sherry. I believe the Kingsnake Mine is where the next boss will appear. Perhaps it will not be where we encounter him. That might be a bit too obvious of a choice, but it certainly looks like it will be the boss's place of origin. There are two theories as to who or what the boss will be. The first has to do with Cersei Elias' story. That's one of the assassins I mentioned earlier, whom Mr. Sherry hired to kill Kevin. Once she had suppressed the witches back home in Salem, she joined the hunt in New Orleans. However, as soon as she was gone, the witches she had been hunting struck back in a vicious act of revenge. They skinned Cersei's family alive. It seems a pretty good opportunity for the witch that hunts Cersei to appear as a boss wearing her sister's skin and strike while Cersei is trapped in Kingsnake Mine. The second theory, I believe, is much more likely. The boss is going to be some kind of reptilian, probably snake-like. All the pieces fit so well. The whole serpent theme, the Kingsnake Mine, and collecting and sacrificing snakes. Mr. Sherry extracting snakes from Kevin and taking some kind of big snake to the mine. Which leads me to the final missing piece before the picture is complete. And that missing piece is Finn, one of the tweens from Bad As They Seem, eaten by a giant monstrous snake made out of a mix of other various snakes, and surviving to tell the tale. Finn's bones were crushed, her body mutilated, her skin burned away by stomach acid, her blood diluted by venom to the point it was more venom than blood. Yet she somehow survived. In fact, she not only survived, but she healed fully, albeit where the damage was repaired, she became more reptile than human. The result was a reptilian humanoid. What if that big snake Mr. Sherry took to the Kingsnake Mine is that very snake which ate Finn? Or, at the very least, in some relation to it? Sounds too unlikely, but I'll hold that thought for now. We know that Mr. Sherry promised the Viper a way to prolong the snake's life. What if that wasn't a lie? What if Finn's transformation is the same process that Mr. Sherry wanted to have the Viper undertake? We know the Viper is already at the mine, along with the others, and we can be confident the Viper would partake willingly if it meant prolonging the snake's life. What would happen if we were to put the Viper through a similar process? Something monstrous, for sure. An amalgamation of man and snake fused together forever. There is a very old boss way back from the alpha days of the game, which was later scrapped. It was an alligator boss. Perhaps instead of some snake, we will see an updated version of that boss. An alligator is reptilian after all. Now that I think about it, it's not like this mine is something new. It's been there for who knows how long. It was just sealed. What if it's some kind of ancient portal to a hellish dimension? What if it was sealed, not just to keep people from going in, but to also keep something from getting out? Or even worse, what if this is a way for the sculptor, as I had widely speculated before, of communicating with our side? The origin and the preservation of it all. Or an even crazier idea, what if the Kingsnake Mine is where it all had begun? What if the gates to hell, which Father Ishim warned us about, are actually the gates to the sculptor's domain? The link between our world and his, where it all had begun, and the preservation of it all. This chapter, as it seems, is merely the end of the beginning. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to also follow me on Ko-fi. My wishful plans are to provide content without the need of intrusive ads, and Ko-fi is an excellent way of achieving just that. A thank you to all that are currently supporting me through Ko-fi. Until next time.